I'm Captain Grace McRae from Halifax, Nova Scotia. I'm a social work officer currently posted to 14 Wing in Greenwood.
Social work officers in the Canadian Armed Forces provide frontline clinical services to support the morale and mental health of members and their families, as well as administrative services that contribute to the operational readiness of the forces. They're part of the Canadian Forces Health Services Group, where they work as part of a team of psychiatrists, psychologists, mental health nurses, addiction counselors, clinical chaplains, and medical officers to deliver care to military personnel.
We do everything from clinical services, doing like frontline therapy with members, to being managers and HR supervisors. So our portfolio is really quite diverse. We also do all of the operational screenings, so whenever a member is deploying or coming back from deployment, we see them and we ensure that they're in good health, psychosocially and mentally. And then as well, we do certain administrative pieces such as social work reports.
Social work officers offer clinical social work services similar to community mental health and social services agencies in civilian settings.
The difference between the CAF and my life before the CAF in nonprofit is definitely that I think I have a richer opportunity to intervene with people because I'm not struggling to have them fed, clothed, employed, to have access to medications that they need, to medical care. So we can really get into the issues kind of at the ground floor instead of being kind of consumed with meeting their basic daily needs.
Social work officers also have the complexity of working with members who've had trauma from experiences in the military. In addition to trauma therapy, they also do general psychosocial counseling with members who are going through things that may not be as long-term, with the goal of helping the member get back to their operational capability.
Social work officers in the overall mental health team, oftentimes we will be team leads or mental health managers, which is really kind of cool because when I think about my past civilian workplaces, very rarely was a social worker like in charge of everybody. So it's been very cool for me to grow not only as a clinician, but also as a manager and an administrator.
Most social work officers begin their military career with a 4-year posting at an Army base, an Air Force wing, or with the Navy on the East or West Coast. They start off with 6 months to 1 year of on-the-job training. This is an opportunity to learn the inner workings of a mental health department in the Canadian Armed Forces and the role of a social work officer within the organization. Officers work with other healthcare professionals and develop relationships with civilian social agencies in the area where they work. There's a lot of opportunity for professional development, and social work officers are encouraged to continue their learning on an ongoing basis.
When I finished basic, I was immediately posted back to Halifax to start what we would call our OJT, or our on-the-job training. And that was a 12-month period where I was mentored by a captain social worker. I was a lieutenant at the time. And we did everything from clinical encounters, where I got to learn how we interview members and what our appointments look like, all the way to our health record system and how we take notes, what language we use, and how to kind of liaise with doctors and nurses through that. That 12-month period is kind of designed to get people feeling a bit more confident, but obviously our profession is like constant learning, so there's really no kind of end to our training, if that makes sense.
Once they're fully trained and qualified in the occupation, social work officers have the opportunity to become a psychosocial team lead, where they are in charge of a multidisciplinary group of clinicians delivering clinical care. Social work officers can also deploy on domestic and international operations.
My favorite moments aren't so much like those big institutional things where, you get a cool experience or you get to go abroad. It's really like when someone's sitting in front of me and I see them have an aha moment where I say something that just kind of like latches on right in their brain and they're like, yep, I'm gonna implement that and you've really helped me. That's like what makes it all worth it.